Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Thank you for joining me for this episode. There's 2 ears from 2 different patients in this. First one is very crumbly and brittle. There's quite a few kind of flakes hanging around all over the eardrum after we get this first big plug out. And the second one is quite sticky. Needed a fair amount of oil. If you haven't already noticed, yes, I have got a bit of a cold. Or as I think it's probably more likely to be man flu, to be honest with you. Now, if you don't know what man flu is, it's women typically get a cold where they just feel a bit rubbish. Don't moan about it. When men get a cold, it's man flu because obviously we're a lot more dramatic when we get a little bit ill, and that's obviously what's happened to me. Just got a nasty dose of man flu, but I'm okay. Just feel a bit proper bunged up round here. So if I'm sounding a little bit nasally, then that's probably the reason why. Very cold as well here in the UK at the moment. As it's done, I'm recording this on what date? It's the 6th of January, 2025. This isn't when this video comes out, unless you remember. And we've had over the last 2 days, we've had quite a lot of snow. We've had quite a lot of the white stuff. It does happen most year. We get a couple of downfalls, but it's amazing that the country just comes to a complete standstill here in the UK, just with a couple of inches of snow, and that's all it was. A couple of inches. That's about 2 inches, isn't it? Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I think we just can't cope. Just can't cope because it's just not prepared for it. In countries where you expect a lot of snow every now and then, they're quite well prepared for it. Lots of ploughs and gritters and diggers and all that. But here in the UK, it doesn't happen very often. So when it does happen, the country just doesn't know what to do with itself. All the schools shut, all the airports shut, the trains shut, you name it, just everything falls apart. But I've managed to get to work. Bit of a slip and a slide, but I managed to get it. As you can see, this one's really a crumbly. I think this chap has appeared in a video before. It wasn't that long ago. It's probably about 6 months. Don't ask me to tell you which episode it was. I have no idea. But it looked very similar. Always gets these black flakes hanging around all over the place. Takes a bit of time to get rid of because I had to go down to the filing tube now because it's nearer to the eardrum. And it's just one of those little frustrating ones that you don't get one big lump that comes away at one time. It just comes away in little bits, which is a bit frustrating, but gets there in the end. It's mostly just dry flakes of skin and wax. This it doesn't kind of bind together. I've asked him to use some regular oil, see if that helps. Here's where you get the tricky ones. You see something like these and you think, oh no. But thankfully, it wasn't too difficult to get out, that one there. But then you've got a tiny little spot left there. Now, if I think it's easy to get something like this out, then I will. So I did. But sometimes if you think there's too much risk or the patient's moving around a bit too much, then you wouldn't generally bother. But it was absolutely fine to get that out. There it is. It's very dry here, so yeah, regular oil with this would help. And oil with this one did help as well. You'll see how sticky this thing is. No use for tools, something like this. It would just spread it around the ear canal like a knob of butter. I've not got any dad joke books, but I've got some nurse jokes today. Thanks again for getting me this. Let's have a few of these. Why was the nurse tiptoeing around the medicine cabinet? She was scared of waking up the sleeping pills. Very good. I like that one. A nurse pops her head into the doctor's office. Says, "Doctor, there's an invisible man in the waiting room." Doctor says, "Tell him I can't see him." A slightly long one, this. Good one, this, though. Nurse walks into a bar and orders a beer. "Are you coming to our Halloween party?" the bartender asks. Yes, I've already planned my costume, says the nurse. I'm going to come as a horrible monster made entirely out of blood, the nurse says. I'm going to be a hemogoblin. So playing the word hemoglobin, finding blood. Anyway, last one. I kept trying to play hide and seek when I was in the hospital, but the security kept finding me in the ICU. That's very good. Not bad then. Let's give that one another one. There we go. So as you can see, I've doused this ear in a load of olive oil. It helps to... Or have I? Have I missed it? I don't think I have yet. I wasn't watching, I wasn't paying attention. I think it's... There we go. Now I've done it. Hopefully the man flu will have subsided by the time I record the next video. So yeah, I've drowned this in a load of olive oil, and what does that do? It just helps to soften the surface of it. Stops... For one like this, it's more useful because it stops the suction tube from forever getting blocked up, so you'll get a little bit of this sticky stuff disappearing up the tube and then blocking it up, so it loses all its power. So it's most useful for that purpose in an instance like this. Bigger than I thought this when it came out. Just needed a little bit of a wriggle. Not far off episode 400 as well. So stay tuned for that. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I've half planned it, but I think it's going to be good. There you go. Lovely, nice, squeaky ear canal. After that one, hopefully I can get myself some nice, squeaky, clear sinuses by next time when I record a video. But for now, I hope you enjoyed that. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da!